Hi, this is Kenny Omega. We're listening to One Nation Radio. Check it out, guys. These guys know what's up. Big Kenny Omega fans, and that's all that counts to me. Goodbye and good night. Bang.
This is Mike Sempervive from WrestlingObserver.com. Check me out on Wrestling Observer Live every day. And also check out your boys, Rich and James, on One Nation Radio.
Woo! You now rocking with One Nation Radio. Welcome to the program. James Boy, Richard Latta, and a couple friends with the show for your wrestling needs. Shopping out the wrestler, the IWC. We gon' tell her how it is. We gon' shoot from the hip. If they putting out trash, we gon' rip from the bits. Make sure that you tweet us and you rate the shows. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Now let's get it on the road. Hey, One Nation Sports. One Nation Sports. One Nation Sports.
Welcome to One Nation Radio. And now here are your hosts, Rich Latta and James Boyd. And thank you for listening.
SocialSuplex.com. BWB, what's up?
This is Wale, and this is One Nation Radio. You already know.
Welcome to the January 24th edition of One Nation Radio. James, what's going on, man?
Not too much. Just like mildly excited and optimistic for Royal Rumble. So, yay. Let's see what happens on Sunday.
Look, man, you all right? Because, like, look, you know what the Royal Rumble is. And the bill been whacked.
I mean, I'm just, like, it's been a long time since we really had, like, since Survivor Series, since we had, like, a big pay-per-view that we actually cared about. So, kind of should see what they do. And then, kind of like similar to Survivor Series, where you have all the matches getting a bunch of time. Like, all these matches are going to get time, seeing that it looks like you're only going to have six matches on this card. So, we could have a really good 2 out of 3 falls match. We could have a really good tag match between, I guess the new Ambrose, the replacement Ambrose and Rollins versus The Bar. And then, you have the both Rumbles, which seem like they're really giving effort to. So, like, I'm cautiously optimistic. I mean, the Brian Kane match, like, we'll see how good it is. I think it's going to be a train wreck match anyway, like in a good way, kind of like the, multi-man, they can do a bunch of crazy stuff. So, like, I think it'd be entertaining. And then we also have kind of intrigue of what the hell they're going to do with Kevin Owens and his injury now, and then how that plays into the what's going to happen amongst the Shane and the Daniel Bryan thing as well. So we'll see. Like, I don't think the TV's been that good the last 3-4 weeks, but we're here now, so maybe they do something good.
Well, before we get jumping into everything, I do want to mention the T-shirt contest that we are running here on the Social Suplex Podcast Network. We want to buy you a T-shirt. The network is running a contest where all you guys have to do is give us a rating and a review on a platform of your choice. We like iTunes personally. Screenshot it and email it to jeremy@socialsuplex.com. And by doing that, you'll be entered into a raffle. The winner of that raffle will be able to pick out the wrestling shirt of their choice. You can buy whoever you want, even if it's a Hogan shirt. The winner, and we'll send it to you. So we want to send you these shirts, everybody. So also make sure you guys are following us all on Anchor. Anchor is an app where we pretty much use it to, it's like 5-minute audio clips or less, and it kind of gets us through the periods between shows, and I'm pretty much on there all the time. And you can call in and we can play that audio that you have on the shows. And thank you guys for your continued support. We were off this weekend. I was like a little bit under the weather, but I love the numbers that were not only rolling in just on One Nation Radio, but across the board. The interaction is key, so we need you guys to rock with us. Getting into it though, we know what y'all came here for. So, Enzo Amore is no longer with the WWE, and I couldn't be more thrilled. I've never liked Enzo Amore. I thought he's been a shitty wrestler. I thought he was a terrible human being, and it seems like all of my fears have been confirmed about this guy. we've been banging on Enzo Amore for about a year and change, maybe 2 years now, for being, a walking example of cultural appropriation, just stealing swag without thinking people will notice over and over and over and over again, and just being whack overall. I lost my damn mind on him on Twitter when I heard the news. So for those of you guys that don't follow me on Twitter, check me out at RichLadder32. I said WWE dropped the axe on this bum-ass, non-rapping, one-stop shop for cultural appropriation, division killing, woman assaulting clown. I've been letting it live, but I ain't never liked Enzo. He can't rap, his hair is terrible, his tattoos are dumb, and supposedly he's raping out here. Enzo Amore is a scumbag, and he's been that way since they had him playing a babyface. I knew he wasn't shit back then. We need to throw him the fuck away like Uncle Phil used to do Jazzy Jeff. He has a nerve to call himself a real one. You don't know the first thing about being a real one. Like, fuck out of here, man. He did a fuck-up challenge with his whole career inside of 6 months. I hope they paid a troll toll to get up on him. I watched that Corey Graves interview, and I didn't talk about this on the show last week, but I don't think I've ever wanted to put hands on somebody more for somebody than when Enzo was in front of Corey Graves. This shit was nuts. And then we found out about the rape allegation. WWE pretty much had to do this, James. I don't know how you feel about it, but I remember this guy stealing promos from rap songs and rearranging them so people don't notice. Remember that one time he showed up like Ghostface Killer and no one would notice. I remember you pointing that out to me, and I was like, I thought the same thing. He converted the Michael Jordan logo into some appropriated bullshit. The man came out here with a Thriller jacket on, like he was Mike. Fuck no, you're not. I've been ready to get Enzo the fuck about the paint, bro. Like, straight up. That fake-ass running man, all that shit slid way too long, bro.
He has half of a Tupac Thug Life tattoo on his chest. That's exactly.
Yes, he showed up on national television for years with half a Thug Life tattoo. Like, shit was all good. If that's the realest guy in the room, everyone in there is a fraud. Where is Big Cass to big boot this man on repeat? James, your thoughts on this whole Enzo Amore situation?
Yeah, I think we've beaten the dead horse as far as he's not that good of a wrestler in the ring. He's just a promo guy who, in a different time, if Vince didn't absolutely detest the idea of a manager, would have been a manager, especially for Big Cass at the time. But that's not what they did, so they decided to have him come out here and, make, be so bad. Imagine he makes, the main roster guys look like doofuses, like Cesaro, who, might possibly be the most physically gifted guy in the entire company, look like a schmuck trying to carry him around. But, moving aside from that, onto the important stuff that, really matters besides, us. Yeah, the actual important stuff besides us, talking and making fun of the fact that he sucks at wrestling, the fact that he might actually be a fucking rapist. Regardless of whatever happens with him, and maybe he gets exonerated, maybe there's multiple. Apparently, there might be more than one witness of the interaction or whatever, the sexual encounter. Who knows what happens? The statistics of what it is with women that report rapes and whatever else, or women that are sexually assaulted, and the shockingly, detestably, embarrassing low amount of percentage of people that actually pay for their crimes. But on the other end, you have WWE's relationship with Enzo at the time, which is anything that happens because you have a morals clause or standards clause, there, whatever else. If something happens or you're under investigation or whatever else, and you're aware of it, you're supposed to let WWE know. And apparently he had not. So they fired him after suspending him for a day.
You got to go at that rate.
Yeah. Based on that just alone, you got to think we always joke, ha ha, nudge, nudge, wink, wink, that these guys are independent contractors. But in the sense of them being independent contractors and you're not being an employee, like either situation, you have a relationship with somebody who is giving you money and has, something at stake as far as a public relations.
And also,
you can't leave them out of you can't just leave them out of the lurch for that long. Like, this was really fucked up thing that he did as far as him not telling them, regardless of whatever happened. He's moving that to the side for now. Like, regardless of whatever happened, he should have told them this. So he deserves, in theory, if I was running that company, you did something that it's like really, really bad, and I have to answer a lot of bullshit because of you. You're not worth the trouble. Goodbye.
They put his face all over all this shit. They put his face all over a bunch of shit. They essentially built a whole show around him. I think WWE's at least owed that too, because it could have even been a situation where if he would have got out in front of it, who's to say WWE doesn't? And this is going to sound terrible, but help him like make this whole thing go away, like. Who's to say that? Like, where they, they can be in front of the media rather than on the defense. Because I could imagine on Raw 25 that day when all the allegations broke, Vince McMahon don't want to hear that shit.
Right. Especially when you're going into to Raw 25. But I remember a story about Dean Smith. For those that aren't in aren't into the sports world, Dean Smith is the patriarch of University of North Carolina men's basketball program. He helped actually integrate the state of North Carolina. Like, he's one of those kind of
man was trying to win.
Or he's kind of like one of those special, like, what do you say?
Man was trying to win.
I'm in the crowd more than the players, but yeah, that too. But ultimately. That was beside our just like this kind of person kind of like matters to. He ain't just he's more than just a basketball coach. Is kind of what I'm saying. But anyway, just what you've been a Duke fan about this gigantic long list of the Smith coaching tree and disciples, and even to this day his fingerprints are still somewhere on the program. He's dead and gone, but. There was a former coach that asked him one time, as far as the situation, on how to explain on something. He wanted to know if I'm up 3 points when the clock is running down. They're about to the end of the game. Should we foul? And should we foul by being up 2? Basically meaning like don't give them a chance to tie the game. Will your strategy, Coach Smith, be to foul him, put him, on the free throw line, get the ball back, and then handle that, or just let them get a shot off? And his answer was, whatever you do, you should have a plan to explain it to the media. That's what his strategy was.
Right.
It wasn't do this or do that. It was whatever you do, have an answer for the media.
Yeah.
Enzo did not leave an answer for Vince McMahon or Stephanie, who's in public relations, or whoever else, to answer these questions when there were inquiries or whatever. So when you leave somebody in the lurch like that, that definitely frays relationship, and that definitely is a bridge burner. So that's where he's at now.
And this was like the last straw, reportedly, because Enzo had several incidents that have gotten him heat. He's had the deal where he was bringing people into the locker room. He had the joint where he was trying to flex on the stripper. Remember that whole story? We clowned him over. It was just too many problems, one on top of the other with this guy. And I think I saw a tweet today that was really interesting, and a lot of this, has generated, conversations that this section of the fan base, I don't know if we really want to have with them, because it feels like we'll be doing a whole lot of educating, James. Just the way people have reacted, like where they have, gone into the whole victim shaming thing and that, jumped to immediately saying she's lying and absolutely just, I don't know if you saw the account of everything, James, but it was pretty detailed. It was pretty graphic. And, you got to just read it for what it is.
Yeah, I didn't read. I think I saw like a screen cap of like one thing, but I didn't see like. I heard it was multiple. It was multiple things, right? Multiple tweets or whatever, and then like somebody got added into it that may have been an eyewitness or whatever, and then they responded back, and like so I only heard that, so I'm only like that's hearsay for me, but like I saw like one screen cap, and ultimately the unfortunate thing is. If you like follow stories like this, in any type of arena, you kind of know the pattern of how that's going to follow involving somebody that's famous or has some type of notoriety to them, which is person X says that person Y did this to them, and then people go to saying throw this person away forever. This person's unredeemable. All the work they've ever done does not matter anymore. And then on the other side, there's also this person's a liar. This person could be lying, so therefore innocent until proven guilty. Therefore, like I'm just going to pretend it never happened. Or even worse, like I then like champion that person's plight, which is like you're championing the plight of somebody that may have done some heinous fucking thing. Maybe don't do that, but whatever. So yeah, like you kind of, correct me if I'm wrong, but is that pretty much what you're talking about?
Yeah, it's like a whole thing, like where it's, if people wonder why like folks that are victims of rape like don't go and handle these things, and I saw a tweet that like pretty much encapsulated it very well. It was at Jen Mint said this, and she said a woman is raped and doesn't go to the police. A story. Hold on. If a woman is raped and doesn't go to the police, a story accuses her of lying because she doesn't get the cops involved. Another woman goes to the cops and, and files a report, and you accuse her of lying too. Just admit that you don't care about rape victims.
Right.
And
right.
And I think that's what a lot of it boils down to. There are jackasses that have started a petition on here that have been to reinstate Enzo. It has 192 supporters, so y'all can all jump off a cliff. As my boy Ricky would say, fuck them.
Yeah, like it's always this weird thing with like people. There's always this weird thing where people like either extend people a certain amount of slack for whatever else, regardless of how heinous or how feels in, as opposed to coming out of it and stepping out of maybe some things that like they haven't thought through, or some things that they don't realize they feel or whatever. They don't like process that stuff. They just like go with it. And then like once you present, like as I said earlier in the conversation about, like you look at some of the statistics for the amount of dudes that the shocking lack of dudes that get locked up compared to the number of like sexual encounters that happen to women or anybody else of rape or sexual assault. And like I don't know how you jive to look at those numbers in a vacuum. And it's kind of like when people talk about like in the abstract, talk about racism and it being this thing that they know exists, but once you start anecdote, like you all of a sudden like, oh no, that possibly can't be it. It's like, so you think in the macro all this stuff happens, but in the micro, in front of you, presented to you, like it's not a possibility.
Right.
Like it's something that just like it doesn't jive, right? It's kind of like
people be telling on themselves.
Dude, like wrap your mind around the fact that like the shocking number of women that have been sexually assaulted in this country, like there's a great chance that like some people that you love or whatever else have done some terrible shit. They just have by the skin of their teeth have not been like tried for or got caught doing or whatever else. And unfortunately, they out there and they're still amongst you, and you never know who could do what. Like I remember reading this one article called "I've Been Raped by." I forgot the name of the website. I think it was Very Smart Brothers. But basically, the title was "I've Been Raped by Nicer Men Than You." Basically, going on a list of like, it doesn't matter if you're a pro-feminist or if you're a feminist that's out, on the front of the line marching with women or whatever else, talking about whatever a woman's right to deserve. like dudes overstep their boundaries all the time, habitually line step. Whether it's you look at what we're getting in Hollywood over the last, since the Weinstein thing blew up. I mean, we joke about this all the time. People getting all their legacies brandished and talked down because they did a whole bunch of shit. This shit bigger than Matt Lauer, baby. We always say that because all these dudes, there's all of these dudes out here stepping over lines all across the world, and when dudes have been able to escape for the fact that like this society has been built to not give a fuck about women.
Right.
So when something like this happens, and people know this. Yeah. People know this.
And it was a matter of time before it came to wrestling.
You bring up an incident of this happen. Sorry?
I was and we were saying it was a matter of time before it came to wrestling. It was just like, who would it be? Or like, would it be an internal thing? Or would it be like something like that? And this was like the first big story like that in wrestling.
Yeah. And now that it's here, people don't know how to act. They're just like,
y'all ain't got no practice yet.
It's one of those things like people know it's like people know the right things to say on this. Like you can't, like there ain't nobody that's out here pro rape or pro, not for women. But like once you have to sit there and actually like do some type of critical thinking or like some type of like introspection, and people don't like how they feel because like it makes them think of like certain people they know or things they may have fucking done and not realize was bad. They don't know how to handle that feeling and all that kind of stuff. And then that's how you get to where like people just don't want to like don't want to like sit there and look at something that's been put before them, right? Like so, I hope people look at this and just like anything else is that's not involving them and see it as something that they take and like internalize and try to come up with and start thinking about some of the stuff that they see on an everyday basis that like they let slide or whatever else. Or they see and they like try to and just like overlook it and like maybe we can make this shit happen to this woman and it's fucking horrible, maybe possibly, but probably, but like maybe we can move over here and make this world a better place off of something like that. Or like I will say this though, there's been a million examples like this, so hopefully like we don't need 1,000,001, but it's where we're at right now.
Also, she was, I believe she's a Snapchat model. So essentially like, if not exactly a sex worker, she's a cousin of a sex worker. So, apparently, assholes are perpetrating the thing. Oh, she couldn't have possibly been raped. Like that's supposed to like magically like stop, like, I don't know. I had a lot bigger, I don't want to say I had a bigger problem with the reaction to it, obviously, than the fact that it's absolutely horrible. But both of them kind of, run, hand in hand to me because I'm just like, are you fucking kidding me, man? Fuck Enzo Amore. It's respectability. And that as far as that, like that's respectability politics. That's just like, like people trying to find a perfect victim to actually like, be worthy of their sympathy or their empathy, and it's like, nah, like. Something horrible may have happened to this person. Like, that's good enough. Doesn't matter if they were a saint or not, or they're not something happened to them. Like, you don't need to be freaking Virgin Mary to like be worthy of compassion. Oh man, yeah. So Enzo Amore no longer with the WWE. We don't have to watch him murder the belt. We don't have to watch him murder the division. We don't have to watch him murder matches. We don't have to watch him at all. We don't have to watch the tired ass catchphrases. We don't have to watch any of that shit. And hopefully the right thing is done, whether it's for him or against him. So, moving on. WWE Raw 25. James, this is going to be fun. So WWE Raw 25, the 25th anniversary of the show, Monday Night Raw that we watch every week. Been going on since 1993 for those not really, on the whole math thing. But the it came to us from two different places in the Barclays Center.
I got a question.
Yeah.
I got a question. What was Raw 25 celebrating? Exactly.
It was celebrating 25 years of being on the air, I guess.
Okay, because I'm going to say, because it's not a 25th anniversary, just to make you sure you know that. The same way the WrestleMania 25 is not the 25th anniversary of WrestleMania. That would be WrestleMania 26. They love fucking this up. They love fucking this stuff up.
Every time. Yeah, man. So the whole deal with this show, James, what did you think of the show overall?
It wasn't no Raw 1000, was it?
Fuck no.
Yeah,
excuse me, James. Fuck no.
Yeah, I mean, I love the opener. The opening segment with Austin and Vince and Shane and Stephanie.
That shit was great.
Yeah, it was great, and it's also like a reminder of something. But I think we may get that later. You want to get that now?
So I can go through the what happened. So we opened up. Shane McMahon, Shane McMahon and Stephanie McMahon were in the ring, saying what up to everybody, and basically telling us like, hey, thank you guys, called the fans the heroes of everything, and they thanked the unsung heroes backstage. They thanked the fans for making Raw a success, and they showed the big opening video package of Raw over the years. I really liked the video package that they did. We came back, and Stephanie was thanking everyone again, and then she said it was her honor to introduce the one person who made it all possible, their father, Vincent Kennedy McMahon, and the No Chance in Hell music hit, and it felt like Jesus had returned, apparently, because Vince McMahon got a monster pop that, I don't know, that I wouldn't have gave him, but, apparently every time you see Vince, you just got to lose your mind.
I mean, well, to be fair, every time we see Vince might be the last time at this point, because he's 73, right?
That's true. That's true. But
yeah, so you can't
these
be
people
out here
jumping up and down.
Him, and then all of a sudden, a month later, he just gone.
Look, these same people be jumping up and down, talking about this man old, he's senile, doesn't know what he's doing, and everything with Roman Reigns, and you go out there and cheer for him and lose your damn mind like Jesus' return.
I agree, but here's the thing, right? As somebody who has lived through something like this, known as a Florida State football fan of the lost decade, Bowden's last 7 years there, 8 years there, where you're like, yes, this dude built this thing from the ground up, and it's all because of him. But he also needs to go. Like you saw me. Like you were there during that Gator Bowl during his last game when he planted that spear. I was boo crying. I never want him to leave because he built the thing, right? Ultimately, you are appreciative of the person that built something that you love, regardless of the fact that it's not doing as well as you think it should at the time. And to be fair, that's what Vince spot still has flashes of brilliance. Like the Braun Strowman thing this year and the Goldberg thing a year and change ago or whatever. Those are 2 home runs he knocked out the park. Now, overall, if I look at the entire all 5 hours of the TV I have to watch every single week,
no,
there's more missed than hit at this point. There's a lot of either singles, strikeouts than runs on the board. But I feel like a lot of stuff he's dealing with is the fact of it's a lot of product to try to put on for a week of wrestling, right? So, he's regardless of how good I think the show could be, ultimately, we're still talking 5 hours of live television.
Yeah.
But yes, that is true. The Roman Reigns thing is hilarious. They bring out the Daniel Bryan thing. You want to go to the Miz thing? The Miz thing.
We'll get to it. We'll get to it.
Yeah, so we'll get to that. Yeah.
So Vince essentially,
I understand it. I understand why he gets cheered, even though he went heel again.
Right. So Stephanie said that they started a GoFundMe to pay for this plaque, and then Vince was
yeah. Were you the only one? Were you also taken aback and pulled out of the show when she said that?
I wasn't pulled out of the show. I thought it was hilarious.
I was like, wait, you rich motherfuckers are starting to GoFundMe? You pay for it. People pay $800 a ticket to go to the Manhattan Center and watch a match or two and a bad Undertaker promo and a bad DX thing, and you out here signing up for a plaque on GoFundMe?
Unbelievable. Yeah. So Vince,
they out here misappropriating funds.
Yeah. They said it was beautiful. Beautiful. It was mahogany, and then it's a plaque, and then all of a sudden Vince lost it.
Rich, misappropriating funds is not even what that means. I'm just saying it because it sounded funny. Like,
Misallocating funds.
Yes.
So Vince immediately heels on the crowd. He said, "This whole thing feels a little cheap." So as soon as Vince started, acting unappreciative, I was like, "Oh, this man's about to get stunned." Apparently, immediately.
How about the same thing?
So, Stephanie said, the GoFundMe didn't raise that much, and then it's cheap, but we're here in Brooklyn, and then the whole crowd just turned on him and let him have it, and. Vince just kept going on and on about you guys, are clogging your arteries from sucking down Nathan's hot dogs. Vince can't believe that all they gave him was a plaque after 25 years. And then the asshole chance broke out, and then all of a sudden glass broke.
They should have gave him a watch. They should have gave him a watch and told him that a computer took his job, Daddy.
Or people on the computer. So Austin came out, obviously biggest pop of the night, fucking crazy. Vince basically says, he already knows what's up. Vince has been here before.
Yeah.
He knows the stunner is coming. He doesn't know when it's gonna. Movies. Yes, he don't know when it's gonna happen, but he knows he better start thinking about how he's gonna go down. So the what chants actually make themselves make sense because Austin's in the ring, so it actually works. So Vince was like, Austin, you look great, but Mother Nature hasn't been kind to me. He said he's a member of AARP, James, and now he has heart problems and a murmur that won't go away, and he has arthritis, and his bones are very brittle, trying to get that old Simpy put on him. He told Vince he lives in a retirement home.
He also said he lives in a retirement home. You rich motherfucker, you don't live in no damn retirement home. Get out my face with that.
So, Vince said times have changed and he's now a senior citizen, but, Shane, he's in his prime. Go get him, Shane. And all of a sudden, Shane was stunned less than 5 seconds later at that point. Shane McMahon took probably his best bump since he's been back. And that's including the ones off the cell.
That's terrible. You ain't gonna get that man props for falling 20 feet to his near death?
Fuck no, that man's a dumbass. That man did that shit more than once. So they start, drinking all the beer and everything like that. They hug, and, Vince shakes Austin's hand, and he walks away, and all of a sudden he just stops for some weird reason. I don't know if he didn't think he could get away from Austin, but he turned around, and Austin basically was like, you know what time it is, assume the position, get your ass stunned. And, for old time's sake, Stone Cold Steve Austin stunned Vince McMahon, just like, and it felt like 1998 all over again, James.
Yeah. Look, pop the territory.
Yes. Without saying a word.
And it was so great. And, it was like, heel authority figure, talks cash shit, and then he gets a fist down his throat. It seems like it's such a simple strategy, but now we have, not as often as before, but we have overbearing people in the power, in the power hierarchy. And they come over here and they give out their rules or whatever else, and whether they're heel or not, they're mean to everybody, and they make these decisions that are not, they're just seem off and not objective, and there's no repercussions for it. Maybe there's some repercussions coming for Shane eventually, who knows, whatever. There haven't been so far after a year and change. Stephanie, she comes and goes as she pleases, and when she comes out here, she cuts everybody in half.
Yeah.
And she only ever puts over one person on the main roster once a year, and it's just it's so weird to watch some of the Attitude Era stuff and every other I check in on episodes of 19 years ago, and it's almost every week Austin is beating the hell out of Vince. Whether he's making him piss his pants, or he's sticking a catheter up his ass, or he's stunning him in front of people and he's taking the stunner so terribly, or he's beating up the Stooges, or he's firing or he's jumping off the Zamboni to clothesline him for the Lariato.
Vince McMahon was not safe.
Or he's spraying him with a beer truck. These are like classic moments in WWE history, and this dude rode that to the top. And you look and you see that, and you think, like, one, as I watched it, because of how great Vince was, it reminds you, like, to appreciate Vince. The fact that, like, when we talk about Rock and we talk about Austin, there was also a third once in a lifetime figure there, and that was Vince. And this is what happened. And Attitude Era is what happened in the success of Raw in the late '90s. Well, it also like shielded them from so it was so great and the ratings were so hot and they were so sky high that like they caught themselves in a lot of bad habits that they were able to get away with because they had 3 all-time great draws. So you look at now, and they have this stuff. They have Stephanie come over there and cut people in half all the time, and she never gets retribution back nearly enough. She, and so it also leaves issues that make you feel weird when like you watching the show, you're just remembering stuff. Where beginning of last year, she made Bayley like the dumbest motherfucker on the planet. She cut off or she kneecapped Sasha Banks by saying, "You're not the boss, I'm the boss," literally, right?
Yep.
And then and then she comes out, and then like everybody, Royal Rumble comes around, and she comes and announces that this women's rumble, and like all the women are in the ring wrestling and tussling each other, and then her music hits, and they all stand at attention. As if like Jesus was coming down was coming down. Right? So, and then during that situation, like she's putting over Sasha and Bayley and that, and you're just like, you killed them 10 months ago. What are you doing now? Like, what happened on TV that we didn't? What happened backstage we didn't see on TV on your 3 hours of TV on Raw
cool.
every single week, to where y'all had some type of like meeting of the minds or come together where y'all able to squash the beef or whatever, right? And you see this and you're just like, this is why even though I think the product overall is better now than it was then, this is why like when it comes to the characters, the storytelling, in general, it was better back then because it was simpler, and 2, they gave care to what they put out on TV, which was, this is a story. We're going to, stuff's going to go loopy. We're going to swerve you at times. But the overall story arc is we have a good guy. We have a good guy that has an edge to him, whatever you want to call him. He's a good guy. He's a bad guy, whatever else. He stuns everybody. Ultimately, the whole thing is he's a guy that doesn't want to get screwed over, so he'll screw you over first. And then we have this guy that owns the company that's this evil motherfucker. And we have this guy, and they come to blows at times. They butt heads with each other, and when they butt heads with each other, the guy that's the real star, the guy that's out here busting his ass in the ring, is the guy that's going to get over on the authority guy because he's a geek in a suit. Regardless of regardless of how big his muscles look like, he's a geek in a suit. Right. And we're going to embarrass his ass every other week, and occasionally, maybe once a month, Vince will get over on Austin. But this way with Stephanie, where Stephanie never once a year, this is an issue. And I just wish they would watch her. Like, you watch that, you see that segment, you see how great it was, you see that might have been the only good thing on the show. It was damn sure the only great thing on the show. And you don't go back to your blueprint. You don't go back and look at some of your shows like, you guys had a plan for you guys succeeded because you did this, not because you did this. It's almost like they sort of remember what they used to do, and then say, and then they rationalize it to where we can fit it to. They come up with this.
We can do it better.
And and it's like the cliff, and it's almost like when we talk about NXT call-ups, where it's almost as if Vince gets the Cliff Notes version of why this person got over and how they got over, and he's like, I could do it the same exact way or something pretty close and probably have a chance of it working, or I could do it my way and do it better, and then resulting in the Ascension, the Revival, anybody else, Sami Zayn, Bayley, Finn Balor. This is the issue. Is like, if you just go back and look at your history and you have a blueprint of success that worked at a time, I don't know, maybe try that again? Maybe?
Yeah. So after that, we had an 8-woman tag with Sasha Banks, Asuka, Bayley, and Mickie James against Sonya Deville, Mandy Rose, Nia Jax, and Alicia Fox. All of a sudden, Absolution's apparently teaming with people now. Sasha got the tap out on Alicia Fox, and they had Asuka basically throw everybody over the top rope to tell you Asuka is the one that this whole shit is going to be built around, and Asuka is the one that is special, and she's the favorite. So tune in and see. I liked how Bayley and Sasha jumped over the top rope for their faux eliminations. So. Yeah. I'm not really worried about them going over the top rope or anything like that. They're going to go over just like anybody else. So, backstage from there, Kurt Angle was back there with the ref. He was saying he couldn't afford having chaos with Kane and Strowman and Lesnar, ignoring the last time these guys were all together, that they attempted to murder each other.
Yeah. Like, Braun Strowman pulled that shit down like he was Shaq in Orlando.
Yes.
Just rip the whole damn thing down. The whole apparatus.
Yes.
Just bring it, pull it down, big man. Yes.
All of a sudden, Jonathan Coachman came in and talked to Kurt Angle, looking like the biggest cornball there is. Harvey Whippleman came in, and also the Brooklyn Brawlers, since they were in Brooklyn. I'm mad I didn't see the Brawler in the match. I feel like the Brawler should have wrestled.
How old is Lombardi now?
I don't know. He's got to be 60, or maybe in his late 50s.
I don't know, man. I don't know if you want him in the ring.
And who else came in? Teddy Long came in and was dancing and fresh to death too, with the extra long jacket on, you boys. And then all of a sudden, yeah, go ahead.
Quick, serious question: Is Teddy Long the flyest deacon in WWE history?
Yes, he's way more fly than Deacon Batista. Bruce Prichard came in, huge pop, and and then the funniest part was he knew everybody in the ring except Coachman because he wasn't there with him. So, right. And then they did that funky ass dap that they tried. They just couldn't get it right. And all of a sudden,
but here's the thing. Coachman botched the dap with Teddy Long too before then, and then he botched the dap with. That was why I noted it. It was like, wait a second, he botching, the brother dap, and he's out here botching the white man's dap too.
Yes.
Like, how do you?
Can't get right.
How?
Pick one.
Like, you can be bad at one, you can't be bad at both.
Yeah.
Right.
Apparently, apparently you can.
And it wasn't intricate dap. It wasn't like LeBron dapping up like Kevin Love, and then Amon Shumpert, and then like Dwayne Wade, what is like 20 steps to it. It's just a simple I don't. Yeah. This messing up all of the greetings, all of the pleasantries.
Cornball. You know right where I'm going with that.
I wasn't ready for that.
Yes.
I wasn't ready for that at all.
So the boogeyman came in there, and he was eating worms and shit, and looking like an absolute this guy boogeyman. I saw someone on Twitter today that it was like the boogeyman figured the business out a long time ago. This man has finessed this shit into getting paychecks for the last 13 years without taking a bump. So. After that, The Undertaker came in. They did a video package about The Undertaker's career. They were in the Manhattan Center. Jerry Lawler and JR were on there. They had the Ico Pro in the background, which was a treat. The whole thing was like a vanity thing, because we'll get to it in a second, but that whole shit was a ripoff. Undertaker came out, cut this weird-ass promo. James, do you remember this promo at all?
Yeah, like... he roughly said about like pretty much like I've done it all, right?
Yes.
And then he basically it almost sounded like he was basically like retired, like he was almost like it was a retirement speech, but like we weren't really clear, or if there was another challenge left for him or whatever else, or if he boxed the line, like. But it just felt almost as if like they told him to go out there because like you were in the main event of the first episode of Raw, so we kind of need you back. But, like, we really don't have anything for you.
Yep.
Which is perfectly fitting because, like, like, a lot, like, John Cena, they haven't anything to do with John Cena, really, for other than, like, Roman Reigns, like, ever since WrestleMania. So it's kind of, like, fitting. Like, we need you. What you want me to do? I don't know. We'll figure it out. And then you keep coming down the line on something like, what? It's like, this is all you have for me? Stuff happens. We had to move stuff around, but we here, so you might as well use you. Like honestly, it was longer, but like, did they make any better use of the Undertaker knowing Royal Rumble or WrestleMania compared to Chris Jericho backstage with Elias? Because like, it felt like they got the same use out of them effectively, as far as like, y'all just there, we're gonna use you to pop the crowd, and that's about it. What do you think? Do you think they made better use of Undertaker or Jericho?
Definitely Jericho, because Jericho is he came in, he got his gimmick over, he got to interact with somebody. Oh my God, these fuckers! Like, I'm gonna have to silence this thing.
Mute. Hey, I be muting the that group all the time, so I understand.
Indefinitely. So but yeah, definitely Jericho. Undertaker came out there, and it was just like people were chanting "Holy shit!" even though like he literally just walked to the ring. I'm so tired of Undertaker, James. He needs to go to fuck. Get Undertaker old ass the fuck out of here, bro. Like you got to go, bro. I'm done. Like, and I've been through this over and over and over.
The only thing I'll say to him is he looks in a lot better shape than he was last year at going to the Royal Rumble in
Well, we'll see. That man kept his jacket on, so he covered up his gut.
But I'm saying like he looked more toned in his arms and stuff too.
That's
all I'm saying is this, right? I don't know if he's gonna have a match. I've heard he's gonna have a match. Like, I don't know if he's gonna have a match. I've heard he's gonna have a match with Cena. I don't know how good that match is gonna be. I'm not particularly interested in actually wanting to see that match. Like, if they were going to use him, you would have hoped that they would have made better use of him for this appearance than that, right? Seeing that it was like, I think the first hour had like almost 5 million viewers. You would have thought that they would have made better use of Undertaker than have him come out there and cut a nothing promo.
Yep. Because talking ain't never really been Undertaker's strong suit anyway. So I don't.
There's that too. There's also that too. But also the weird part is like last year when he was out here coming out with the lines like, I'm digging holes and I'm taking souls and digging holes. Like, that was fire. This year, not so much.
Yeah. So after that, Roman Reigns and The Miz, actually, no, before that, we get the first card game. The APA's backstage with Heath Slater and Rhino. Then all of a sudden, the $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase, walked in with the $1 Million Championship and threw some money on the table saying what to do. And then all of a sudden, $1 Million Man was in on the game. Then we got the Raw general managers over the years, and then Big Johnny came out dressed in that all red, and then William Regal was brought out, and also Eric Bischoff. Big pop for them, and then all of a sudden, Daniel Bryan, the crowd lost their mind. Everyone got to do the yes chants, and you're just like, man, when they gonna do it? Then all of a sudden, the Miz music hits, and it's like, you fuckers. Like, why are they doing this to us, James? Like, they are just, like, fucking with us and teasing us. And they did that stare down with Daniel Bryan and The Miz. And they made us want to see the match all over again.
But, okay, so my thing is, it's smart in the short term, but short-sighted. It's myopic. Like, for that 5 seconds, okay, so for the 15 seconds of interaction they have when they're that close to each other and they walk by each other and they throw the death glare at each other, like, that's great. That's awesome. We all remember that as a callback to when The Miz took off and became relevant again. Like, even though like he was always really good, but like that was like his jumping point to actually like get back into being if you will, a rotation guy, right, in WWE's mid-card or whatever else. It jump-started SmackDown's mid-card. So, like, that was great for that 15 seconds. But then you thought of that, like, it's WrestleMania, is Royal Rumble season, is Daniel Bryan out there getting cheered like a god? And then, like, 30 seconds after us just looking at Daniel Bryan, you bring out Roman Reigns. And the objective, I thought, was to get Roman Reigns to be, liked. Like some people will say he's a tweener. I say that's bullshit because, like, what has he done to be tweener-ish?
Look, that man ain't none. He ain't in between none but one boo and the other.
Yeah, right. Like, if he was a tweener, I think he would, show more of that aside for like twice a year, right? Like, that's just being like a baby. That's like that's I equate that to just like the same time Hogan and Cena have been dicks as baby faces. So anyway, so then you get into the match and then you think of it all over again. It was like, oh yeah, it was WrestleMania. Royal Rumble is 5 days from now. Royal Rumble, Daniel Bryan, Roman Reigns. Fuck, like people's minds, and but. Like, I thought it was a really good match. I don't know if that was their best match. I think they've had better matches.
I think their last match was a really
good match. I think it was the only match worth a damn on the entire show.
I think their last match was better, but I don't care. Miz is an 8-time Intercontinental Champion. He is going up the historical rank. He has one more time to win the belt to tie Chris Jericho for the most reigns. I believe he's going to get the days record, if I'm not mistaken. And Miz is going to continue to make this the year to Miz. And yes, the Miz will win the world title this year. I don't know where it will be, but it will happen. And I believe that's a question that we're going to get to later. But it's on. Miz is in the middle of a monster push right now. He's about to get his own show on the USA Network with Maurice. It's on. Miz is the man. How about it?
Well, as long as they give him a push and they don't do what they did to him last year, where like John Cena is literally like talking down. That's another thing I thought about this when they brought the women out for the 25th show. When they brought out like Maurice and Kanellis and it was Tori Wilson and Marlena. I thought about like they're basically showing like this is a part of a great woman in our company's history, right? That's what the segment was to show off, right?
Apparently a Monday Night Raw or whatever.
Right. So like. It's one thing to talk shit or talk shit about people, whatever else, like to their face on the mic for promos, whatever else. There's another thing, like, let me think about like the John Cena and Miz thing, the John Cena, Nikki, Maurice, Miz thing from last year, where as John Cena's cutting Miz in half and Jimmy tapping him and saying that, you can't, like maybe you can't have kids or whatever else. John took his attention to Maurice as opposed to letting Nikki do the talking and said that, like, she didn't stop you from getting on Total Divas. The company didn't want you because you're not a good wrestler, and this and the third. And then lo and behold, what do you know? Like almost 11 months later, 10 and a half months later, she's up on the stage as one of the greatest, women in the company's history. And I'm thinking, like, Cena, you're a good guy. Like, why be a false narrator just to get over a feud and shoot some insider bullshit, shoot shit? Like, you did enough when you Jimmy tapped the dude. You didn't have to go and like kill her, cut her, and have Maurice in half for no reason either. Like, or you could have said that and let Nikki do that, but maybe like Nikki couldn't deliver because obviously she's not nearly as good a promo as Cena. But if that's the case, then like don't do that, right? Like, it looked really bad when he did that then, and it looks even worse now because, like, oh, not only like did you do that and that was bad, it's also not fucking true. Yeah. So I don't know, man. Like, you how do I say this? I think I said this to you like a week ago. You get punished for having a memory. Sometimes you just do.
So after that, we get back after the Miz match, and they're back at the card table. So this is when I realized they don't have anything for these people to do. Like, so what they're doing is like putting them all around one gimmick to show them, you know, instead of being creative. Like, why the fuck were Trish Stratus and Mickie James on the same show and not interacting with each other? Why did Shawn Michaels not walk past AJ Styles? Why did Goldust and Terry Runnels not just cross each other's paths? They don't even have to speak. Like, they have to, like, they could have done so many creative things they just didn't do.
Here's another one, right? Why did they have that number of people who just come in, fly in, and have to pay them or whatever else for the travel or whatever else to get there, and also to show up on TV? And then also bring all of the stars from all of the real stars on SmackDown over for Raw 25 as well.
Not to do shit.
It was really weird.
Like, why didn't they have Trish and Alexa Bliss, like, just walk up to each other so everybody could get their little, you know, and then have Mandy Rose there, too. Like, just to get, you know, their whole little thing.
It was
like,
also,
you could have did a couple things.
It was also telling the SmackDown people who they brought over. It was like, okay,
all the
so
champs
we're going to bring over
Natalya.
We're going to bring over we're going to bring over the real stars. Like, we're going to bring over Natalya. We're going to bring over Charlotte. We're going to bring over AJ. We're going to bring over, we didn't bring over Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn or Randy Orton or Nakamura, but, like, we're bringing over pretty much the champions and, like, the three other people that we think are stars. Like, so we also brought over New Day and whatever. I thought it was pretty interesting to tell him, like, besides Randy Orton, was there anybody on that list that you've been like, oh yeah, that's the person that should have been on there for SmackDown?
How about this? Jinder was on the poster. You didn't see him anywhere.
Oh yeah, but that was I was going to allude to that as far as like 6 months as champion for this other brand can't even get fucking there, right?
Yes.
Like it is really weird, really weird. But honestly, like I feel like the only real omission from the SmackDown roster would have been Orton. Orton should have been on there.
Right. Orton definitely should have been on
doing
there.
what? Yeah, doing what? I don't know, but he should have been there because, he's 12-time or 13-time champion. No, 12-time champion.
Yeah. So after that, we had the Peep Show with Christian. And I'm sure the more we go through this list, I'll get more ideas of just stuff they could have done. They did do one thing I liked, which I'll get to later, with Henry and the Godfather. Christian, and he was in the ring, for the Peep Show. I assume that they couldn't get Edge to do the cutting edge, so that's the reason we have Christian for the Peep Show.
I think what happened was Edge had he had to be in, like, I think Ireland to do an acting gig.
Yep.
So that's why he wasn't there. Like, they actually mentioned that he wasn't there because he had a prior engagement, but, like, I think Meltzer said that that's what he was doing. He was in Ireland acting. But
okay.
I think, I'm in the same boat as you. I think they were like, this Edge's friend, so we'll bring, him out there.
So,
and you know me, I like Edge a lot more than you, but, like, it's still the same thing as, like, dude, at the end of the day, it ain't Edge. So, like, you could have.
No. You like Christian a lot more than me. I like Edge. No, I meant Christian. I meant yeah. Like, I like Christian more than you like Christian. So, but at the same time, it's kind of like, yeah, this is clearly like what's meant to be, like, Edge and Christian doing this, and then, like, you couldn't get out, so you're like, well, we can have Jericho do this, or we do the highlight reel, or we're gonna do the Peep Show. Let's save Jericho for something else. Yep. So. They brought out Jason Jordan and Seth Rollins. Jason Jordan apparently, and I'm going to say it now. I saw this also on Twitter, and that's exactly what I was thinking. People are going to fuck around and boo Jason Jordan right into a world title this year if they don't quit playing. Like, they don't like him. Like, for real. I don't have a problem with Jason Jordan, but the way they hate this man, they're going to boo this man right into a world title. James, mark my words.
I get what you're saying. Like, look at all that heat. Look at all that heat. And they're gonna be like, people are gonna tune in to wait sure he loses the belt. It's like, nah, you morons. It's gonna be the same thing like Jinder. People are gonna tune off, and people are gonna stop watching it, and like by the hundreds of thousands. And then, like, when you get the belt to somebody else, you be like, I don't understand why all of a sudden 500,000 people decide to tune back in. Which is what happened, or I don't know how the number, but, like, there are hundreds of thousands of people that, like, stopped tuning in when Jinder came, and then, like, when they didn't want the title back, all of a sudden, those people came back. So
it's amazing.
I think here's one of the advantages to that, at least, right? At least is the fact that like Jason Jordan can wrestle his ass off, right?
Correct.
So you got that for him. But I will say this, like, even though I don't like what they did, how they went about it to get there, but like we're kind of at a point to where like if the whole idea was they came out with this lame thing where he's Angle's son, and the fans rejected it. And if this was 20 years ago, they would have basically made him Kurt Angle, where he's a babyface pretending, or babyface that doesn't realize that he's actually a heel.
Mm-hmm.
We got to where the reaction would have been had this been 20 years ago, where Vince would have immediately scrapped and went to this.
Yeah.
But we had to go through all these months to get to where we're at that point. But he has that kind of heat now.
Yep. And
I just don't think it should have took this many months to get there, because they knew what they had. They could have been done this.
Yep. We had to suffer through, him dying out there as a babyface for months. But yeah, it broke down into where Rollins hit Jason Jordan with the knee. These guys are definitely losing the belts, and we'll get more into that in our Royal Rumble preview on One Nation Live. But no way these guys make it past the Royal Rumble with the belts. After that,
do you think they're actually going to have a match at WrestleMania?
They're probably going to wrestle each other.
I know that. Do you think like given like what some of these? Given what a lot of the top everyday roster has to go through to get actually like a singles match on WrestleMania, do you think that this feud is deserving of it so far?
I mean, not yet, but they've got plenty of time to do it. And, the match will probably be good. And it's two current generation guys fighting each other. I'm down with that.
Okay.
I feel like Seth could be in a bigger match. Don't get it twisted. Like, I could go for, you could talk me into Seth Rollins winning the Royal Rumble, like, immediately. But I think he might be in a position where he kind of gets left, and he was like, all right, this is going to be my opportunity to wrestle against a young, athletic guy and do the damn thing and steal the show. Maybe he's the show stealer this year at WrestleMania.
Because like, I don't know, we were all thinking that, like, yeah, they were going to go through and do the Rollins good guy, Ambrose bad guy part of their feud, and finally, and that would have been great, and that would have been big time. But I feel like the drop off from newly healed Dean Ambrose to like Jason Jordan as a heel, I feel like it's such a drop down, and I almost feel like Seth is overqualified for this one.
Right. So after that, they had Alexa Bliss backstage, and this was like awesome. So Alexa Bliss, she asked Alexa if she thought she would still be champion after WrestleMania 34. Alexa acted like who the fuck is you to be asking me questions? And she said she was a goddess and all that. And all of a sudden, Charlotte, a whole foot taller, walks over to her and says, "Look, you're only champion because I'm on SmackDown." Charlotte said she doesn't think Alexa Bliss will be the champion at WrestleMania. Then they bring Ric Flair out, and basically Flair stunts on her. And, he says, I'm going to give you your props, but my daughter's going to be champion until she decides to hang her robe up and wooed on her. Like, he might as well have just Ric Flair chopped her the way they did this segment. What do you think about this, James?
I have mixed feelings about it. Like, obviously, anytime I see, like, after what happened in November, like, anytime I see Charlotte and Rick together, like, it puts a gigantic smile on my face.
Yeah.
But on the same end, it's more that same, like, y'all already had y'all match. Charlotte already proved to be the better woman. Like, why is Charlotte there and only there just to talk down on Alexa when they're not even in the same, brand? Like, I don't know, man. Like, I kind of would have liked Alexa to be doing, like, getting into Oscar or whoever, or getting into a match at Royal Rumble. How about that?
That'd be nice.
Right?
Charlotte also could have interacted with a number of the legends that they brought back.
Yeah, that too. So, like, I mean, I guess the whole thing is, like, we don't have a certain amount of time. We have to get both of them a segment. Let's put them together. Okay, cool. I mean, Alexa's champion. I would like her not to be, like, portrayed as a geek after she's beaten the whole fucking roster for a year. So there's that too. But, I mean, ultimately, one's a heel champion, one's a babyface champion. Babyface basically going over a heel champion. I have mixed feelings about it, but I mean, it's not the worst thing in the world.
We could have had Charlotte walk up on Sasha Banks backstage and be like, you know, it's been a long time since I've seen you, essentially, and we gonna do it again one day. Like, they could have did that. You know, they just leaving shit on the table, James. Like I'm telling you, like, this is like this was the story of the night. They just left a bunch on the table.
Yeah, because like another thing is, I mean, looking at also what they did at on SmackDown. I mean, aside from hype up, aside from make Asuka look like the favorite, like they didn't do anything as far as storytelling or whatever else could go into the Royal Rumble. Like, you can say what you want to about how much you actually enjoy or what could possibly happen with the Cena and the Elias thing, but ultimately, you know they're both gonna be in the Rumble. And they're both going to be in the Rumble, and you know there's going to be a storyline where like they're going to meet each other, and one of them's going to fuck the other one. So like that gives you something. Like on the women's side, it's just like 18 of them. There's going to be 12 more. It's up for you to find out who the other 12 are, whether they're NXT or new people or people from the Mae Classic or women from the Glory Days, and or whether it's Ronda Rousey and it's going to be there.
So after that, the women came out. I take that back. Bray Wyatt and Matt Hardy had a nothing match for 3 minutes inside the Manhattan Center. So, Manhattan Center, this is a perfect time to bring this up. Fans were chanting bullshit. God. They were getting 2-minute squash matches with cruiserweights in there. WWE finessed these folks so bad. That whole building was built for window dressing. And what did you think about this, James?
You gonna feel so bad for suckers, right?
No.
No?
No, I don't feel bad for suckers. No.
No. I'm saying you can only feel so bad for suckers, right?
Oh, okay. Yes, correct.
Yeah. I mean, they got scammed, but like, do you really think they were going to do, like, knowing how WWE does their television, do you really think they were going to put, like, their best stuff in front of a crowd of, 750 people compared to, 17,000 seat arena? Like, you kind of knew what was up.
Yeah. So the women that they brought back were the Bella Twins, Maurice, Kelly, Lillian Garcia, Jacqueline, Tori Wilson, Michelle McCool.
And Jacqueline got a big pop.
Yes, I was happy about that. Tori Wilson, Michelle McCool, Terry Runnels, Maria Kanellis, and Trish Stratus, who was on my wall growing up. They literally brought them out and said, here they are. That's it. Holla. Yeah. That's it.
They treated them like they were commissioners.
Yes. Like, I don't understand. It was poor execution, poor, lazy ideas. Like, I don't know, man. Like,
well, okay. So my thought on that is, would it have, if you were just in general, would it be better to be one of the geek legends around the APA's gambling poker table, or to get your name called out in front of the crowd and get a pop? Which one do you think would be better in the vacuum?
I think the entrance is better in the vacuum, but it's still whack because you don't get to do anything.
I agree, but I mean, this is what we were given, because they, just like we say with WWE, more is more. Well, they loaded this card up with ex-WWE legends to the gills. So there was only, unless they were going to do, everybody was going to get like a woman to promo a piece, there wasn't going to be enough room for all these people. So
We could have got Jackie walking up on Sasha like, "Hey, keep up the good work." We could have got something. We could have got something like that. You could have got.
Were you surprised that Sable? Knowing that Brock was there, were you surprised that there was a Sable?
No. Not surprised at all. Think about this. So, the people that came back, right?
Yeah.
Why would Sable feel like she's less than Trish?
She's not.
So who was always going to get treated like the star? Trish. That probably didn't fly well with Sable, based on Sable's everything I know about Sable. Like, hold on, so I'm not going to be the last one? Nah, I'm straight.
Right. Well, my thing would be my saying or my thought on that would be that, like, knowing all the shit that Trish has done for the company and done with the company, and I would assume, like we talked about this relationships earlier with the Enzo thing about her not notifying, about him not notifying the company ahead of time about this investigation that's on him. Knowing how relationships work, if you were to come back to Trish and be like, we'd like to have you back, it's 25th anniversary show, and you are a Mount Rushmore woman in the history of this company. But one thing, we got this idea, but like, we're not going to bring out last. We need to bring out Sable because Sable has these, Sable is kind of being high maintenance. Can you help us out, Trish? I feel like, I don't know if this is ass or whatever, but Trish has always seemed like a person that, look at all the shit she's had to do for this company. She seems like she would be a person like, yeah, I'll come out second last, or I'll come out first, whatever else.
Right.
Like, I don't know. Like, maybe they never thought of it. Maybe maybe the relationship with Sable is not, isn't the best or whatever.
Right.
Who knows? But I just thought it was kind of weird that, like, for Sable and Lita not to be there. I thought it was kind of.
Lita, that one was puzzling to me, and there's a story, I just haven't read it, of why she wasn't there. But definitely, it was good to see all of them. They were all looking good still.
Yeah.
So even the ones that was about to drop albums, they were glowing. They were, and when we say drop albums, go ahead and rewatch the show. After that, we had the Elias and Chris Jericho segment. Jericho finessing the world, showing up in the Alpha Club shirt. New Japan's Chris Jericho, I might add. The young upstart for those guys in Tokyo. And Jericho talks about Elias and scarves around his neck, and Jericho says he wrote a song about him, and he asked to borrow Elias's guitar. Elias was like, "Fuck you, you're not getting my guitar." Jericho was like, "That's okay, because I'm a rock star myself, and I got my own guitar, and fuck you." And Jericho sang about not wanting to walk with Elias and called him a stupid idiot, and then put him on the list. And then he told Elias, he was like, "Actually, I changed my mind." And then he put him on the list. He gave him his own whole page essentially for the list, and the crowd ate it up. Talk about the levels of finesse Jericho has pulled off this year already.
Dude, this man is out here working for the two biggest companies in the world at the same damn time. He was all like, yeah, like not signed to you, but going to show up and also got a check for that. How much do you think Jericho got for that appearance?
If I had to guess, Jericho probably got a smooth $100K. if I had to guess.
Hey, that's a lot of work goes into like 50K, a 4-minute segment.
Yeah, $50K, $100K, somewhere between there.
Whole lot of blood, sweat, and tears going into a 4-minute segment, right? Well, that's the easiest $50K that man had ever made, or whatever you think he made.
Actually, hold on. So, all right. So, like, I think I've heard, like, for the Hall of Fame, they give those guys like $5,000. I think, and then like travel expenses, all that. So, if we,
I got a question.
Yeah.
Like, do they give guys that when they were last seen were effectively main eventers for the company, and also the biggest draw outside of the company in America or in the world right now? Because that's what Jericho is. So you think he got $5,000? You think he got more than that? I think he got more than that.
No, I think he got more than that. I was going to compare it to what you think Jericho should get now. Gotcha. So I would say if Hall of Famers, like guys going to Hall of Fame, they got like a couple years ago, I heard this story, so it could be wrong, whatever. Come get me. The $5,000 as compared to what Jericho could get, I think Jericho's at least at 25, probably as high as 100.
Okay.
So, all of a sudden, the Empire State Building was lit up red. That was pretty cool. Then Elias came out there and sang about the old-ass legends, talking about The Rock and The Undertaker and John Cena. And it seems like Elias is, like, getting over for some reason. People like him. And then the bell rings. But he's got something that people like. So,
well, here's the thing. He's got a look. And he has a great gimmick for heat. So, and also he's in New York. So, like, we all, historically they love motherfuckers. So there's a verse of motherfuckers they love on the heels, which is now was taking over the business, but for the fandom side. But yeah, so he's over. He's undisputedly over. My problem is, or my concern is
when the bell rings.
Well, yeah, mostly when the bell rings, is like, how is he going to get better if like they don't let him have matches? Really, you know what I mean?
True.
Like a lot of his stuff is I come out, I say snide stuff, I might direct it at somebody in the back, I might not. People come out, interrupt me. We have a match, or I bail, or whatever have you, and then eventually, like somewhere down the road, like I hit you with my guitar, and now what? Like it happened with Balor, it happened with Jason Jordan, it just not happened with Cena. Like, what else do you have besides this one trick pony, which is I do the Rock concert not as well as the Rock did ever,
right?
And then like I have a look, like I need like
what else?
The matches ain't there. Like they put you in the ring with Reigns, they put you in the ring with Cena. The matches ain't there yet. You know. I'm pretty much reluctant, unless you're Enzo Amore, I'm pretty much reluctant to say that you can't get better after seeing what's happened with Braun Strowman. Like you just got to find a match. You just got to at this point you got to find a match. And like Braun's was, I beat the hell out of you and then I run the stuff, and then you try to come back from there, and that's the story of our matches. Or it's Miz, where like I do all the cheating in the world to get heat. Like if you thought like it ain't about how good you wrestle, it's if you can find a match for you and your character, for certain guys. And he has to find a match. I don't know what it's going to be, but like if he can find a match, you might have him some.
So he ended up getting into it with Cena. Cena basically said, he tried to defend Brooklyn, and then an asshole chant broke out.
Yeah, he can't love you, bro.
And then all of a sudden, Cena mocked Elias and basically told him like, "Run it." I thought Cena was going to rap for some reason, but he didn't. Then after that, they got into it. Elias hit him with the low blow, and all of a sudden busted the guitar on him like Jeff Jarrett and left him laying. And Elias goes over to Cena strong, apparently, and he'll be thrown out the Royal Rumble. Like, to me, this is nothing more than Batista and Alberto Del Rio from a couple years ago.
Oh, wow.
This is the same exact shit. Like, he's going to throw this man out like a jobber. Watch.
But, bro, you know what's so funny to me?
What?
What you just said about, like, he said he busted the guitar on his back. I thought I said, what, he busted on his back?
Bitch, you dumb. All right. So at this point,
sophomore childish humor. Yes.
At this point, the card game backstage is loaded. There's like 1 million people back there. Jeff Hardy, The New Day, Ron Simmons, and then it's just like, this is a clusterfuck. They really have no idea what they're doing. After that, my second favorite moment of the night. Mark Henry's just. Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Hold on. So your boy Slater is a just putting himself in further and further debt or whatever, right? Then he starts stealing cars, which if this was 20 years ago, like APA would have put him through a glass window,
right?
If he had, or a glass wall if he had did some shit like
Gone
that,
soft.
whatever.
Gone soft.
Yeah, gone soft. So anyway, so Dana Brooke, who her gimmick is, she's like an accountant or assistant, whatever. She crunches numbers. She's a number cruncher, right?
Mm-hmm.
Her response was, according to my calculations,
You lost a lot of money.
You lost a lot of money. I thought to myself, fuck you get paid for? Don't you got a dollar amount? Like, if you on the payroll or your gimmick is that you're a person that crunches numbers, can you give me a specific number total? Like, I don't go to my ATM, go to my balancing inquiry, and then like be like, you got a little bit of money. Or, you don't go out here like, you give me an exact total. I'm thinking like, what is this? I was like, that kind of threw me off, but whatever. Like, it's just Dana Brooke, whatever. At least you got on TV, right?
Crazy. Yeah, so from there, Mark Henry's walking down the hallway smiling for no reason. Then all of a sudden he runs into the Godfather, and you hear the Godfather music kind of playing in the background, and Godfather's just walking down this small corridor, and he has a woman with him, as the Godfather does. The Godfather always has one with him. She was a bad one too. And then all of a sudden, these guys say, obviously the connection from the Nation of Domination. This is the kind of stuff that should have populated the show. There should have been like at least 5 more of these. So
a bunch of
tying up loose ends,
self-referential stuff, and callbacks. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
They show like interconnected. They're like interconnectedness of like the universe, right?
Like those characters 20 years later, what happened to them, stuff like that.
Yeah, it should have been a bunch of segments that looked like the beginning of the Survivor Series men's match. Yeah.
Right.
Where it's like, oh, Bobby Roode and Triple H. Oh, okay. Like, Finn Balor and Nakamura. Oh, okay. Nudge, nudge, wink, wink. Yeah. Should have been a bunch of that. Right.
So, and then all of a sudden Godfather talked about how Henry used to be known as sexual chocolate. And Henry said that's true, but, we all grow up. And then Henry was about to spit that game at Olivia. Then Godfather was like, hold on, it ain't like it was back in the old days, player. She's with me. She's actually with me. It's not a case of where she's with me, but really she ain't with me. She can be with you. That wasn't the case, because the Godfather apparently got married.
So you don't, what was her name again?
Olivia was her name.
So you don't think that the Godfather occasionally asked Olivia to like belong to somebody else momentarily for a microphone per se?
No. Like,
okay. Just to procure a microphone.
Yeah.
So
the Godfather has now grown up, James. But he always did give us a life lesson that pimping ain't easy. So big mark for the Godfather.
Apparently he quit the game because pimping wasn't easy.
Correct.
Apparently so.
Got out the game.
Can we move on now? I still can't believe he's in the Hall of Fame, but can we move on from the Godfather?
Hall of Fame gimmick. All right. Godfather or Bray Wyatt?
Huh?
I say, what? That man got a Hall of Fame gimmick. Like Godfather or Bray Wyatt?
For the Hall of Fame, or who I want to see on my TV?
Like, who has a better gimmick?
Whew. A pimp? Or, God.
A dancing pimp. A dancing pimp. That's cool.
There is no right answer. There is no right answer for this. They both just not good. Like,
all right, we're gonna skip ahead a little bit, but AJ Styles is backstage with Mean Gene Okerlund. The Dudleys put some dudes through tables. Fuck the Dudleys, whatever. They did. Charlie Caruso got out the way for Gene Okerlund. AJ Styles was like, "Let me tell you something, Mean Gene," and then Clown like, I always wanted to do that, and whatever.
That made me laugh.
Yes, but I think I had turned my window off, so when I heard "Let me tell you something, Mean Gene," I was like, "What the fuck?" And then I went back to the video or whatever. I thought Hogan was about to be standing there. I was about to snap and lose my damn mind, like. But the end of the night.
Oh, damn, why they ain't bring this motherfucker back after what he did?
Yes. Yep. So all of a sudden, DX came out in the Manhattan Center, and I don't know about you, James, but I'm about tired of these DX reunions. It happened like every 2 or 3 years. This ain't.
When was the last one?
The last one, I guess, WrestleMania 31. I guess.
I mean, that was almost, let's see.
It's like 3 years ago.
That was almost 3 years ago.
Yeah.
What was the time before that?
Raw 1000? Yeah.
That was like three. So like
no, and then the New Age Outlaws came back the year before in 2014 and were the tag team champions, doing all that bullshit.
That's true, but that's absolutely true. But do you consider them to be DX, or do you consider Sean and the Hunter DX?
The thing is, it doesn't matter what we consider now. They're telling us that this is all DX now.
Okay, that's true. I mean, technically, it all is DX. But I'm just saying, like, New Age Outlaws coming
Shawn
back
Michaels is
to be part of your
bro. Like Shawn Michaels is no longer the leader of DX anymore.
Well, yeah, that was part of that was the funny part about their promo. Was like Shawn was like, "Oh, you're like I used to be the one giving orders. Now I'm the one taking orders." Like, yeah, I thought it was funny.
Yeah, it was funny. But that ain't DX. Like this is bullshit. Like,
I mean, do we? Okay, so here's the thing, right? They can't really do the DX stuff they used to do because, like, one, they don't have people to play straight men and straight women like Rude and China, while like these two morons are out here playing with sausages and molesting themselves
and pointing at their dicks,
like each other. Like, well, you got these two other stoic people just sitting there like stone faced while all the lunacy is happening around them, and they don't break character.
Right?
Like they don't really have that anymore. So like, but anyway, like
I'm about tired of it, bro.
I was happy to see him out there, but it really ultimately served really no purpose. But I mean, the whole show was like that. So
showing up to whoop somebody's ass, DX it will whoop somebody's ass all the time. No one will ever get over on the Great Degeneration X.
But the Heartbreak Kid lays down for no one. So I mean, what do you expect?
Correct, and then also the game. My fucking going over.
And to be fair, right? The Revival were outnumbered. What was that, like 7-2?
They were 8-2? They were scheduled for a match.
No, but I'm saying like how they got the ass whooped after that. I'm like, okay, so hold on. It was the New Age Outlaws. Sean. Hold on. It was Sean. It was Triple H. It was New Age Outlaws. It was Waltman, and it was Scott Hall. Then you throw out that you had Balor out there in the Bullet Club. So they were out here outnumbered 9-2. Or sorry, 8-2. They was gonna get their ass whooped. They were not deep enough.
Yeah, apparently. So they did the whole intro. X-Pac looked like Enzo Amore's dad.
Oh my god.
X-Pac looked terrible.
He had that young boy haircut.
Yes.
He's too old for that. He 1, 2, 3, but he ain't the kid no more.
Yes.
He 1, 2, 3 man.
And the crowd was chanting 1, 2, 3 because, like, you know, I always like. Look, I don't know about you. I like the 1, 2, 3 kid more than X-Pac personally. That might just be me being a new generation kid, but whatever.
I got a question for you, right?
Yeah.
Is there like a certain? Okay, so we always talk about like similar moments in your life, right? Like similar moments in your life, like what do you call them? Rites of passage, stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
Is it like we always talk about, like, you know, people talk about like, you know, prom, whatever else, or losing your virginity, or something like a rites of passage into becoming a woman or a man? Is it one of your things that solidify the fact that you are grown as fuck? Is like when you have a significant other, or you have a significant relationship in your life, like, or a significant romantic relationship in your life of somebody that is in your age range, and then like they die, and it wasn't like some type of like freak accident. Isn't that like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 man too old to be out here and like he kids still?
Oh man. Then Road Dogg and Billy Gunn came out there. Y'all already know what I think about Road Dogg. Well, I guess he still had the juice on the mic. It sounded like so. Shout out to him. But the whole thing.
How long do you think it took Vince to like be convinced that he could be more than just a roadie?
Like a couple years.
Like we're gonna have you out here actually, like, besides just being a heater for Jarrett, we're gonna have you out here doing stuff. Hey, better WWE career, Jarrett or Road Dogg?
I think you have to
Road Dogg, right?
Yeah, I think you have to go with Road Dogg because Road
Yeah, it's
Dogg.
gotta be Road Dogg.
Yeah, it has to be Road Dogg. Even though Jarrett has like the Intercontinental Championships and all that, it came kind of in a watered down period for the Intercontinental title where he won most of them. Like he won some of them in '95 where it was for real, but then after that, like it was like pretty watered down. Yeah, I would say definitely Road Dogg.
Yeah, and also there's one thing where like Jarrett was never over until
the end, until '98 when they put Dibber with him.
Yeah, like by Road Dogg, relatively speaking, he's still over to this very day, and like he's one of the greatest tag team champions of all time in WWE history. He was one of the best hardcore champions ever. Like, yeah, he's had a really, really nice run. Like, whereas like Jarrett is like.
Punk Enemy number one. I think the only place Road Dogg isn't over is in the booking room. So after that, Razor Ramon came out. It's cool to see him. Scott Hall looked a little old. He looked a little bit older than he did when he went into Hall of Fame, where he kind of still resembled Scott Hall. Like, I don't know if he didn't tan this week or whatever. I don't know what happened. But they did a match with the Revival and Gallows and Anderson. The Revival were murdered after the match. Really nervous about these guys because I think the last guys for this to happen to was Damian Sandow when he got his ass whooped by DX, and then also the Ascension when they got their ass whooped by the APA and all the other tag teams, and you could see it coming from a mile away. It was like, yeah, the Revival were about to get sacrificed next week, and they sure did.
Well, I mean, to be fair, had Enzo not been in his...
Oh, yeah, they said he was supposed to take all the finishers.
Yeah, he's supposed to take all the finishers. So, like, who knows what, like, Revival probably would have been on TV. Or they would have avoided that. I don't know. Like, either way, like it wasn't a good look. And, it's more of the same, like, if you're worried about NXT call-ups, like, it's more the same of, like, oh, God. And I'm not going to deny that, but, like, me personally, like, I said this to you before they even left, like, month before they even, like, it was even closer to them being called up. I said to you, like, during that run they had in 2016, and, like, if they get called up, I don't think they ain't going to make it, because Vince going to look at them dudes and be like, fuck no. They too small. They ain't got good bodies. They might be able to talk and wrestle their ass off, but he going to look at them and be like, nope, not a star.
Yep.
and I mean, maybe things will change around. Maybe they'll see the fact that they're utility players and can do things and bring value as far as, like, being able to make your shows entertaining because they were maybe the best tag team in the world. But up until this year, that wasn't really a thing they ever gave a fuck about. So we'll see.
Then there was a main event segment where Braun Strowman, Kane, and Brock Lesnar did wrestling moves to each other, and they promptly went off air.
Okay. I will say it wasn't entertaining, like, tussle between them three. It was.
Bro,
like, when
Kane got in there immediately and got...
Oh, yeah. Kane is your jabron. The big red jabron. Yes.
This is terrible. And that was Raw 25, a show that left a lot on the table. I dropped a rap review, which I'll stick at the end of this podcast on it. It was a show where it definitely underwhelmed. It went downhill for me after 9 o'clock. And
yeah,
it was us sitting there booking this show better than they did throughout the show. And it was just like the nostalgia they used it wasn't effective. They could have done so much more. Like, so many more cool moments could have been created. And I don't know whether it was a situation where they felt like they had too much on their plate and they were just trying to stick people in, or like Goldust wasn't used at all. Like, it's 25 years of Raw. You're not going to put Goldust on the show at all. Like, you're going to have him just breaking up a fight like a geek. Like, come on, man.
Well, to be fair, he is a cruiserweight right now, and cruiserweights are geeks.
No cruiserweights on the show.
A cruiserweight was on the show. Goldust.
Oh my god. Let's see. All the stuff, as we mentioned, with the women, where they fell short. It's like they got the women out there in the 9 o'clock hour, and then, like, skirted them off. I don't know, man. It was pretty disappointing to me.
Oh, it was. Like, if the whole thing is you're going to build all these people and everything. And also another thing is also played into it is the fact that, like, they did so much of nothing over the last 3 weeks, aside from Braun Strowman being an absolute lunatic and monster. Like, aside from that, they did a whole bunch of nothing for 3-4 weeks. So you figured, like, they were building towards, like, this was going to be the jumpstart of WrestleMania season. Like, this is going to be, Royal Rumble is the jumpstart, is the start of the road to WrestleMania. So you figure, like, this is going to be the jumpstart to the road to WrestleMania. Like, this is going to be all this stuff, a whole bunch of stuff is going to tie into what was going to happen at Royal Rumble and in the next couple of weeks to build towards, the showcase of the Immortals.
Also,
it's just another show. This is another show that had a bunch of famous motherfuckers on it.
Yeah. Also, I was talking to my boy Dan at work, and he told me, man, this should have been like a love letter to the fans that have watched this for 25 years, and it just wasn't. It was just a letdown. They left so much on the table, but you got some time for some questions, James, from the audience that sent them in?
No.
Well, y'all heard it, right?
No, go ahead, run it. I'm playing.
All right, let's see who we got before we get up out of here. We got a lot of questions actually sent in. So, Dylan says, how long until Shane is either relegated to behind the scenes stuff? I don't think it will be behind the scenes stuff because I don't think he's going to work in the business of WWE, like backstage. Like, I think he's strictly a performer, and when he's tired of that, he's going to take his ass home.
Yep, I have the same exact thought.
Like, that's Triple H and
like,
Stephanie now.
I think he'll be done. I think he'll be done like once like people like kind of like the honeymoon or whatever runs off and just like, okay, like how many more times is it going to be like crash stunt wrestling with him? And eventually, he might have 1, 2, maybe even 3 more years left of this. I mean, people do. I mean, say what you want about like the part-time problem, whatever else, but like compared to like other people that and their mindset is problematic, like Undertaker still being around for no reason, Brock Lesnar being the champion and only having to work like 6 shows a year, or Triple H comes shoots his angle in fucking September or November, and then like picks it up in January, like he's done this year, going to do this year and last year. Like he's easier amongst just the fact you take away the fact that he doesn't he's not as good a wrestler as those other guys. Like he's easier to deal with if you take that part away. It's just you think like he's not that good a wrestler, so eventually he's going to have a bad match. But if he keeps having good matches, eventually you have to be like, well, we'll see. But if you're looking at it from that perspective, then he's easy to deal with, so people are going to like him, and he's been a draw. Like he saved WrestleMania 32 for them. So until he proves that he's not something that people like and enjoy, then he's going to be around.
Yeah. Kyle Moore says, what up, Kyle? He says, not so much a question as a request. Spew hot fire on WWE for the way they've handled the Women's Royal Rumble.
Hold on, bro. So he wants so we're a jukebox, like you press a couple buttons and we just go.
That's like that Bomani.
Like you pull a string and also we just start talking out of our voice boxes. That's how it goes.
I guess.
All right. I mean, let's see. Do you want to go first, yeah, you go. Yeah.
All right.
You're more negative than me on this, so you go.
Okay. Well, no, I wouldn't say that. The women's.
I'm talking about. I didn't mean in this particular. I mean like you in general.
Okay.
About Royal Rumble. So
gotcha.
You go.
So the women's Royal Rumble, they have 30 people advertised. We only know like 18 of them. So they're going to be doing a lot of plug and playing. They've literally done nothing to build it up. They've had 6 women tags every week. They haven't shown anyone declaring war on the champion of the brand. Like, I'm coming to get your belt. I'm going to win the Royal Rumble. They've done. I think the most that you can really say they've done is like attack each other after the match, like over and over again. It just feels so like microwaved. It feels like they just don't care. Stephanie McMahon is now calling the Royal Rumble, James. And that's been a really divisive issue I see online. And the deal with it, because Stephanie is, when Stephanie comes around, like it or not, she tends to put herself over everyone else. So the joke was, wow, Stephanie's actually going to be forced to talk about other people the whole match. And I'm thinking she's going to enter the match, personally.
She could.
And,
look, I mean,
she's going to eliminate some folks, too.
Maybe.
I don't know, man. What do you think about the Women's Royal Rumble?
Well, just to pick off where you left off with the Stephanie thing, like, when you told me about it, like, I don't know, an hour or 2 hours ago, I said to myself, like, wait, so Stephanie is going to actually, like, put somebody over verbally? Like, does that computer actually, like, process that function? Like, is that a thing that actually can happen? If she's in it, fine, like, she's over. Should she win it? No. Could she win it? Of course. I do find it funny that, like, she is going to, have to put over, in the match, she got to put over some of these women or whatever as being stars or whatever else, and maybe, in her weird way how she used to, like, put over Charlotte a few years back when she was on Raw. Like, she could put over, like, Asuka or, I don't know, who else is another heel? Alexa. She could do that.
I don't think she's going to be in a Royal Rumble.
It's going to be interesting to see. Like, I will say this, though. Like, one of the positives, if she actually is, in fact, in the Rumble, then, like, the buzzer goes off and she's right in the ring, that's a really short cutoff time for hearing her music go off.
Yes.
So we don't have to hear that bad, we don't have to hear her bad music. So, like, instead of having to hear like 30 seconds of it, we only have to hear like 5 seconds of it.
Oh my god.
So,
bro, I'm glad you brought that up.
That might be a come up.
I'm glad you brought that up because not only is Stephanie's music terrible, but Michelle McCool has the worst music of all time for women. Actually,
really? It's worse than Melina's?
Actually, that's the other one. That you're not enough for me. Oh my god, bro! It makes me want to throw something at the wall when I hear that song. So they next question comes from Dylan James.
Kelly's is terrible too.
Yes. Who do y'all think is going to be the new cruiserweight champion? He said he's personally pulling for Gulak or Mustafa Ali. I don't know, man. I watched the Mustafa Ali and Cedric Alexander match today, and I thought it was pretty good. I'm just going to go with Cedric Alexander because I think he was going to beat Enzo for the belt, personally. I've always been a huge fan of Alexander since, that Kota Ibushi match, and it's a crime that he hasn't already been the champion already. But this is being WWE. They could just stick it on a heel and just make him chase it all over again. But I'd like to see Cedric Alexander win it.
This will work. I would probably have a better idea for you if we can get past Saturday, but it could be Johnny Gargano.
Nah, I think
it could. Johnny, hold on. Johnny Gargano comes to NXT, comes to 205 Live. Who then becomes the most over person on the roster?
You might have a point there.
I would fucking despise it because I think you should be on the main roster or be in NXT and let it be champion for a while or whatever else, or finish this Tommaso Ciampa thing. But like even that, like
bro,
you can bring both of them up. You can bring both of them and be like, yeah, won the feud, and not on NXT but at 205 Live.
Good God.
Who knows what they do?
Good God. And they'd be doomed to pre-shows on pay-per-views.
Yep, sure would.
Kyle says, should we just get rid of the Cruiserweight division now? No, I don't think we should because I think, they do have some really good wrestlers. maybe if you want to integrate them with the regular roster, I'd be cool with it. But like, if it's like, hey, just fire all those guys, like, nah.
No, I'm sure that's what he meant. I'm sure he meant, like, get rid of the division, bring them in the main roster, have them wrestle matches against other guys, get themselves over, have some good matches where you beat some of these guys that are already geeks anyway, so it doesn't matter if you beat them against and have them beat really good guys and have basically, kind of like Jason Jordan when he was doing, or not Jason Jordan, but Gable when he was solo for like a month. He was having a really good match with like Rusev and AJ.
So like they could be a lower middle class for WWE, like so they're not beating absolute jobbers, but they're not like beating mid carders or feeding mid carders to main eventers.
Hey, if it establishes a hierarchy and we can determine who are good guys, who are not guys who be pushing, who are stars, I'm okay with it. Because you know what that means? That means wins and losses will matter, Rich. And I'm all for that.
Nudging them in the wrong direction. So Dylan says, third question. Sorry, it's a bit long. Why did WWE spend a whole year sustaining the push of Alexa Bliss, only to, in the past couple of months and on Monday when the Flair straight buried her, make her look like she's not the valuable asset that they have made her out to be? She has wrestled once in 2 months and lost that match to Asuka, and I don't know if she has more matches because I don't watch Raw. Trust me, I don't think I've seen Alexa Bliss wrestle either, Dylan.
She has not. She has not wrestled since other than the Asuka match. I don't think she's wrestled on TV since she lost to Charlotte, right?
Something like that, yeah. And he said she hasn't defended the belt in 3 months. This is the bullshit we wanted to get away from. And I've been saying it from day one that they made her the champion, that we were going to go back to that nonsense. Are they realizing that? Or are we just in a holding pattern with her? Kyle responded to him in all caps, fuck this company's handling of their women's division. They worked so fucking hard to prove that they could main event pay-per-views, and now they're treated as a goddamn afterthought. Only a handful are allowed to ever speak on the mic. All of them are thrown into one fucking segment every week, a multi-woman clusterfuck that gets only 10 minutes of time because we need to fit in more recap videos. There is no character development and there's only one storyline at a time. I'm right there with you, Kyle. I've been calling the downfall of the women's division since they put it on Alexa Bliss because, she's not the heat in these streets. She's not Charlotte. She's not Sasha. She's not Becky. None of them. Like, if you're not one of the 3 best people in the division, it's really hard for me to, like, take you serious for that amount of time while they make you look that dominant.
Yeah, like, it is apparent that, for all of the talk about, women's evolution and whatnot, like, to get what we got in 2000, at the end of 2000, actually no, but all we got in 2016, and even the beginning of 2017 up to WrestleMania, and then before the shakeup, like, to get what we've gotten since then is like a proof that, like, either like, Vince got bored or they got bored or whatever else, but it's not the same thing where, like, was the Elimination Chamber? The Elimination Chamber had 3 women's matches on pay-per-view.
Yes.
And all of them matter, and all of them made sense. All of them had time to actually have feuds, and then, like, you get to, and then, like, all of a sudden, like, nope, we'll throw 5 women at matches. Naomi's champion now. Don't do shit with her. Have her in a nothing feud for on TV where she squashes Lana, and it does nothing. It doesn't get the champion over. It doesn't get Lana over. It gets Lana under, in fact, because she can squash. It was really uninspired stuff. And that's kind of why, I was really surprised that they actually decided to do the Rumble, because that means, like, they actually have to make a commitment to doing, to actually, like, giving a fuck about a certain number of women and actually, like, doing singles matches or what have you, or matches that actually, like, matches of note at WrestleMania. So, for the women, instead of throwing, like, 5 or throwing 20 of them in a multi-person match. So, I just thought, like, the level of commitment they showed over the previous months didn't match up to actually doing the Royal Rumble thing. And If this is the kick in their ass that they need to actually like give a fuck about the division again, then good. I hope that continues, and I hope that like them having to do this every single year keeps it in the in the forefront of their mindset of like putting it in the back burner that like, oh yeah, this one thing that we were doing, like it was fun at the time we were doing, but like now we're not really interested in doing it anymore. And like a lot of it overall with the women is also indicative of what they've done with the singles, the male singles. Like there aren't too many promos where you're getting off a character or storyline in a coherent and compelling basis, like often. Like you don't have a Kevin Owens saying like, for what I did, I'm not going to hell, I'm going to heaven. You'll get that from time to time. You'll get Sami Zayn explaining why he saved Owens' ass at Hell in a Cell, but like that's few and far between. Like think of who people have as favorites for the Royal Rumble this year, and think of like their builds. Like Shinsuke Nakamura's had no build to winning the Royal Rumble. Hell, he had no build to being in the title match at Survivor or SummerSlam either. What's Asuka's build? Like, oh, she beat the champion, so therefore she should probably have a match at Royal Rumble, right? Nah, never mind that. We're gonna pretend that never happened. Go to the Royal Rumble. Go beat 29 other women, and then go get it. It's like it's really lacking this year. It's really lacking as far as like who you think can win, and then like why? Like, did they do anything on TV to show that like they have some type of momentum to deserve to be like headed to WrestleMania for the showcase of the Immortals against whoever champion? Like, if Asuka wins the Royal Rumble after she already beat Alexa, doesn't it make you feel like, well, damn, like, why are we seeing Asuka versus Alexa at WrestleMania when like Alexa now is like a geek?
Yep.
Who they hide?
Yep.
Like, isn't there somebody bigger and better for Asuka to wrestle?
Like, I feel like, so, there's a whole Ronda Rousey thing, right? So,
right.
Why don't they just have Rousey come in and beat Alexa?
Like at Elimination Chamber?
Right. And then whoever wins the Royal Rumble, Rousey's waiting on them.
Well, if you do that, then does that mean Alexa has to get a title rematch at some point, or do we just like treat it like anything else and be like we pick and choose when we actually run that rule?
Right. Like, get Alexa the fuck out of here, bro. Like,
I mean, like, okay, so like I get it. Like, I don't want to see Alexa wrestle any more than you do, but at the same time, it's like, so you let her run this, you let her literally like 97 Bret Hart this entire fucking division, right? Well, she just kicks. He's like, so what's the plan?
Ass.
You give me the belt, and I beat everyone. so you're gonna do go from that for months, for for over half a year, and then like
or
she loses, and then she's like completely just moved out the way. Like, that's the reason. Like, I mean, granted, this ain't the same thing, but like it's because it's on a much smaller scale. But like, one of the reasons why people lost their shit over what happened with the authority story angle and Daniel Bryan was the fact that like Daniel Bryan got screwed over at SummerSlam. He had two opportunities to get the title back. He got fucked in all of them.
Yep.
And then it was almost like, yeah, we're gonna give you the title, we're gonna have you chase. You're not going to succeed, and then when it's time for like the biggest time of the year, we're going to move you off to the side to go fight Sheamus again, as opposed to be, fighting for the belt or on a prominent spot, something like that. People weren't having it. Well, you push this person for months and months, for over half a year, and then come time where the biggest time of the year happens after you built this person for over half a year, and it's time to like reap the rewards of, you putting faith in somebody and putting this much of a push behind somebody, and they're just going. Like, Jinder not going to do shit at WrestleMania of any type of note. Alexa, same thing, get the fuck out of here. It's like, well, then why pushing people for this many amount of months and then pull the plug now?
That makes sense.
Like, especially when, like, the guy that's going to wrestle, when in his fourth WrestleMania, is in that same particular where they're also overpushed. Like, if you don't, like, do you care about over pushing somebody or not? Because if not, then, like, stop pushing Roman Reigns down our throat. Like, move somebody else to that spot, put him in the second spot. But if you don't, then, like, stop acting like, oh, only person we can over push is Roman Reigns because he's a star.
Yeah.
Right?
They decided he was a star.
In the words of Rance, I'm just looking for a little bit of hashtag consistency.
What up, Rance? So yeah, let's keep going with these questions. So based on this comes from Nicholas Guerrero. He says, based on your current Rumble and Mania predictions, what big surprises / debuts and feuds do you see happening on the infamous Raw after WrestleMania? I think Aleister Black debuts. That's pretty much all. That's pretty much all.
You don't think he's gonna have an NXT run with the belt?
That actually leads into one of the questions that someone else asked later, and I'll get to that later. But I don't think Aleister Black needs to win the NXT championship. Like, he can just get on the main roster now. Like, ain't no reason. Like,
okay, so like if we're gonna do that, then like half the roster needs to not be in NXT, needs to be on the main roster, right?
No, just based on
my thing is if it's a third brand and you're trying to tour, then you need somebody to be the champion to quote unquote tour or the top guy. Like, so Johnny, so you figure that
he's going to get
Gargano
replaced.
and
He's going to get replaced. Ricochet's going to replace him.
Okay, so Ricochet is going to replace either Gargano or Black, in your opinion.
Correct, and I would keep personally, I would keep Gargano until NXT TakeOver Brooklyn. Like,
I mean, yeah, you could do that, but seeing that, you know, what's called is gone until he comes back on the main roster, probably Galloway, McIntyre.
I think he goes straight to the main roster off of injury.
Oh yeah, that's the reason why he lost. I mean, that's the speculation. The reason why he lost the belt. Like he was supposed to lose that belt before he even got hurt. He got hurt during the finish.
Yeah.
So, like, you figure, like, okay, he's gone, and like either Gargano or Aleister Black has to leave. Then like Ricochet's going to replace him with one of them dudes. Like, I don't know, man. Like, I don't know. I mean, maybe that's enough, but I would like to. If you're not, my whole thing is like, if you ain't gonna do shit with him, then why even bring him up?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, look at Bobby Roode. Bobby Roode's a champ now, but like, he won a tournament for a vacant belt. He didn't have some great feud or get himself over promos, whatever. It's like he won a belt. Like he won a belt in a tournament for a vacant title.
So next question. Nick says also, do you think Braun will be the champ, either WWE or Universal, in 2018? Bro, I think we're going to finally get that long Roman Reigns title reign that we've been dreading the whole time.
Fine. Get it over with. Fine.
Just fucking do it. Just have him hold the belt for 10 months. Whatever.
Look. And let him have the belt, and let him fight Lesnar for the basically it's for the rubber match at SummerSlam. Fine by me. I mean, if he stays with the company, then like I mean, I see no reason for him to need the belt. He's bigger than the belt.
No.
He's always been bigger than the belt.
No, Braun.
Oh, Braun.
Yes.
Oh, sorry, I thought you said Brock. Sorry. I mean, Brock should be champion right now.
And that's why I said I feel like Roman Reigns is going to be the guy that he's going to hold the Universal title for a long time. So I think they need to move Strowman over to SmackDown. But the thing is, I don't think you should do that because Strowman's actually moving the needle right now. You need him on Raw. Maybe you have Roman win the belt and then jump. But they're not going to put Roman Reigns on SmackDown.
Yeah,
are they?
they're not going to put Roman Reigns on SmackDown and then like move AJ to Raw. No, I mean,
even though they probably should switch.
I mean, because I don't know, man. Like, All right. Okay, so if you switch Roman to SmackDown, like he has to fight Owens again, right?
No, not necessarily. He can fight Nakamura. He can fight Sami Zayn. He can fight Orton. He can fight
Again.
He can fight Jinder. He can fight Corbin. He can fight. Who else?
Those last two examples you threw out there, people he can fight exactly why he should not be moved to SmackDown.
Look, he can fight Mojo.
Dude, if I see, oh my god, if I see Roman Reigns versus Mojo, or Roman Reigns versus Jinder, or Roman Reigns versus Baron fucking Corbin, I am done with SmackDown.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I mean, I know.
Roman Reigns can fight the New
Day.
Day.
Roman
Reigns can fight
Ziggler.
Roman Reigns can fight Ziggler.
Ziggler's dead as a doorknob. Is Ziggler even with the company anymore?
Yeah.
So I still say there's more stuff for him to do on Raw, especially if they're gonna do the shakeup probably like a couple weeks after WrestleMania. It's like there's still that to where some of those matchups that you floated out for SmackDown can still be given to on the Raw side. So I think it's best to keep him there. I think it's best to keep him on Raw.
Roman Reigns can fight Rusev.
But as far as Strowman, I don't know, man. Like it's gonna be a problem. Like he's not gonna be one of these champions eventually. Like eventually he's gonna go. Like if he's not champion on either one of those brands, like in the next 6, 7, 8 months,
the whole shit pie is rigged. It's fake.
I don't know how you keep him this hot. I don't know how he's gonna stay where he's at right now if he doesn't win a belt eventually.
Yeah, I'm with you. Dan Coughlin says, does Miz have another WWE Championship run in the next 2 years? I think he does.
Does or should?
I think he does. Because he's going to continue to get this monster push. He's the Miz. He's awesome. He's going to continue to just, be the consistent guy that he is at this point. I think he'll get another short run with it. If not a transitional type thing, maybe he wins another Money in the Bank somewhere and gets to cash it in.
That's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking. I don't see him winning the belt unless it's Money in the Bank.
So, Howard Schilling says, who's winning the Andre the Giant Battle Royal and will it even matter? Well, the second part of that, definitely not. It will not matter. And it could literally be anybody because it was Mojo Rawley last year.
The year before that was Baron Corbin.
Correct. So, let me...
The year before that it was a fucking Big Show.
Good God. So, how about this?
The year before that it was Cesaro and they gave him a push for about a good 6, 7 weeks.
All right. How about... Oh, man. I'm looking at this roster right now, man. It's a struggle, bro. It is a struggle.
Seriously. Serious question, right? Can you imagine
Sin Cara, how about
right
that?
now? Hold on. Can you imagine where Cesaro will be right now if he got the kind of push that Jason Jordan has gotten since being brought out as Angle's father, or the Drifter?
I mean, freaking, yeah, I don't know why, yes, that's a great argument. If they push Cesaro a fourth of as hard as they push the Drifter, I mean, it would be one of the 5 biggest stars in the world right now.
Well, maybe not even that, but he would damn sure be more over than where
maybe
those two,
much,
than where either one of those two are, because he's more over than those two right now in the tag team.
Yeah. Fuck it. How about Rusev? Maybe he can win the Andre the Giant Battle Royal.
I thought about that. I would like that. That'd be a nice spot for Rusev. Rusev finally get a big win in quotation marks.
Yeah,
that'd be nice for him.
Kyle Moore says, will the Usos finally get the high-profile WrestleMania match they deserve? I sure hope so. I don't know, though, because they are on SmackDown, and they tend to get put on the pre-show, but remember, the Usos said they will hurt the show if they are left off of WrestleMania again. So, unless WWE wants those problems,
I don't see how they... I mean, I love them, but unless they're going to be in the ring with whoever the Raw Tag Team Champions, or against the New Day, they will not be on the main card for WrestleMania.
Damn. Casey Norton says, this is the last question, this is what we were kind of alluding to earlier. Book the NXT title through TakeOver New Orleans / WrestleMania. So, as you guys know, there is an NXT event this weekend, the championship match. If you didn't see it, it was confirmed Wednesday night. Johnny Gargano defeated the Velveteen Dream in an awesome match. And just so much crowd heat, and these guys working their asses off. So Gargano will be taking on Andrade Cien Almas. I would leave the championship on Almas personally through. Do you want to bring up Almas now? No, but he's good enough to, he's got a character enough to be the top champion, be a heel, run with it for a little bit, and have different matches against guys. So I'd have him go over Gargano. You can use Ciampa or not. I don't really have an idea to get that started right away. I think you bring Ciampa back at the WrestleMania show to fuck whoever Johnny's fighting then, and then you do Ciampa and Gargano at NXT TakeOver Brooklyn because that's their WrestleMania. But getting Almas, I think you go ahead, have Almas win here. You get Almas and Aleister Black at WrestleMania weekend. Have Almas retain and send Aleister Black's ass to the main roster. Ricochet basically parachutes in, takes his spot. You can have Ricochet show up and be the guy, the new Drew McIntyre, and go straight to the belt for NXT TakeOver Brooklyn. And then the semi-main event is Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa. That's
I just thought about that. I just thought about that and realized, because we actually were there for Aleister Black's debut at Orlando.
Yep.
It's about to be a full year for him.
Yep.
I didn't have to consider that when you said it should be time for him to come up. I was thinking oh, he's still a young, NXT-er. Nah, man, it's almost a year.
Bro, it may have been fully formed from day one.
And you know how much they love to get NXTers a year or 2 years in a day and shit, like it's prison. So,
and then that would be the match that we saw. He wrestled Almas last year. I think you could run that as a main event. You could put Velveteen Dream in there somewhere. I don't know if you want to have more of a slower rise with Velveteen Dream or not. What do you think, James?
I mean, I wouldn't be above Gargano winning the belt and being the champion, and then going to take over that and go into it, and then go to Brooklyn, or not even Brooklyn, go to New Orleans and fight Ciampa. Maybe, but then again, maybe they do save that for. Maybe they do in fact save that for Brooklyn 4. I don't know, man. There's.
And I got a list of the roster here, James. I don't know if you're familiar.
If it were me,
Lars Sullivan there.
If it were me, I would figure out some way to screw. I'd figure out some way to try to screw Gargano again without killing his credibility. As a guy that can actually win, and also without using Tommaso Ciampa to do it.
Right. Would this be a perfect situation for a dusty finish, where there's some type of disputed finish here? I know they don't do this typically at takeovers. Yeah,
but they're saying nah, bro, we like these pure finishes in NXT, bro. But we ain't about to fuck shit.
But this one is a I feel like we're due for that to start happening at any point. And this could be a bridge just to get us to WrestleMania with something. I don't know. But maybe you get... I don't know, bro. And then there's Adam Cole that's around. I'm not really high on Adam Cole, but...
Well, hold on. I got one thing I'm trying to figure out, right? Are we going to have another random, early summer, late spring takeover, like how Chicago was? One between.
I would assume we would. I don't see why not.
Okay, so that's gonna throw off my idea of how they're gonna get to Brooklyn 3. I mean, if that's the case, then like just screw it and just go with Gargano and then go from there. Like, it won't be the worst thing in the world to get fans what they wanted, right?
Yeah, that's true. And maybe you bring Almas up. Maybe Almas comes off the belt, then he comes on the main roster next Monday. So who knows? There's a million different ways you can go with it. Almas has been there kind of long as well.
Me personally, like, I would love to see Aleister Black Gargano match. I would love to see it.
Yeah, they fought each other in that recently, a couple weeks ago. I believe it was on the Triple Threat. So with Cassius Ohno. So if I'm not mistaken, but yeah, that pretty much going to wrap it up. Thank you guys for sending in those questions. We are running a little long today, but we didn't give you a show for Sunday, so this kind of made up for it. But for sure, make sure you guys remember about the t-shirt contest. We want to buy you a shirt. The network is running a contest where all you have to do is give us a rating and review on either iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, anything like that. Screenshot it and email it to jeremy@socialsuplex.com. Make sure you guys download the Anchor app, and I'll have the link in the description to this for my page. You can follow me. I'll follow you back and get that bonus audio. Also, thank you guys for your support, and make sure you guys check out all the other shows on the network. You can check out the Ricky and Clive wrestling show. Those guys had me dying laughing on their last show. If you guys haven't heard it, go check it out. The SMC podcast. Carl and Rance recently teamed up for a show, and then also Keeping It Strong Style. Recently, they were talking about Fantasticomania, I believe, and that was pretty good. And if you guys want to follow us on Twitter, you can follow us at One Nation Radio, at RichLatta32. At JamesBoyd87 or JamesBoydONR. I don't know if you still use that page. Definitely check out my YouTube channel. Rarely, yep. Check out my YouTube channel, youtube.com/DangerousTV. I haven't changed my URL, James, so I still have that old one. So I probably should, update that. But they and also SoSuplex.com, all the good columns, good articles on there. We've got Tom, we've got Rob, we've got some other people I'm probably forgetting right now, but it's pretty late as we're doing this, so I apologize if I forgot you. But yeah, thank you guys for rocking with us if you're still listening. And James, you got anything to add before we get up out of here?
Just say that, have some cautious optimism. That's all.
Yeah, and we will be back for One Nation Live. Enzo Amore can go to hell. Peace.
Later.
It's Rich Latta. This is the Monday Night Raw 25-year rap review. So let's get it. Yo, 25 years of Raw, we celebrated the greatness. Mondays, never a week vacant. Stephanie and Shane got it started in Brooklyn, giving thanks to the fans till Vince came and took it. No chance, blaring all in the arena. Vince McMahon walked, people happy to see him. They gave Vince a plaque, but he laughed and he said it was cheap, and the only one to thank is me. Meaning him, but I knew off rip what it was. Glass broke, one thought, Vince about to get stunned. He threw Shane in it while Stephanie bounced. The Stone Cold Stunner knocked Shane and Vince out. 8-woman tag, Sasha got the bank statement on Alicia Fox while Paige just watched. Oscar went crazy and she started throwing chicks over the top rope. They ain't want no smoke. The return of the coach where he met with Angle. Whippleman, Teddy Long, and Brawler shirt was mangled. Showed a brother love in the red and white. Coach messing up that boogeyman, what a sight. Manhattan Center set up like it's 93. I go pro up top for the whole world to see. Undertaker vid was the next thing up. 25 years later, fans still going nuts. Then he named everyone that had the answer to the Reaper. He pieced out quick and his music hit the speakers. We went back with the APA. DiBiase throwing racks and he laughed in their face. Laurinaitis back, all red on the Soup Show. William Regal Love, Bischoff came through. Daniel Bryan showed the arena went crazy. The Miz stared him down and our eyes got hazy. They bull
Roman raised to death. Miz soaked it all in, he wanted the upset. The IC belt, he got it for the 8th time. Pulled the turnbuckle back, drop reigns like a dime. The Hardys and the Usos, MVP, peep show back with Christian. We had to see Jason Jordan get booed and told he sucks. Till the ball came through and Seth beat them boys up. Charlotte and Rick, they had Alexa on the back step. Back to Manhattan, Bray and Matt had a match next. They brought the women back from the old days. Jericho gave Elias one whole page on the list, then he sang about the old stars. But John Cena ain't even give him no balls. I like seeing Mark Henry and the Godfather. Gene Okerlund script him, why bother? And DX was back, and then another show where they beat someone's ass again. Yeah, they gave a co-sign to the club. Feel bad for the revival, cause we know what this does. The Strowman and Kane, they fought Lesnar briefly, cause soon they were all off the TV. I felt like they could've did more. Rivals that ain't seen each other since 1994 or 95, 6, and 7. The first half of the show was the best of the legends. Sitting here thinking I was kinda underwhelmed. I don't know what it'll be with Triple H at the helm. The Royal Rumble Sunday, it don't even feel like it. Raw 25, half a show of excitement. It's Rich Latta, this the rap review. Raw 25 show, was it whack or cool? Oh. It's Rich Latta. Yo, see me in the comment section, man. I'm out.